Was Christmas Eve, and the small town of Willow Creek was draped in twinkling lights and fresh snow. The streets were alive with families hurrying home, their arms full of gifts and laughter echoing in the frosty air. But for Lena, a 26-year-old barista, the holiday felt like a cruel reminder of her loneliness. She sat alone in her tiny apartment above the town's only coffee shop, staring at a cracked phone screen that hadn't buzzed with a single holiday greeting. Lena had moved to Willow Creek a year ago after losing her parents in a car accident, leaving her to care for her 10-year-old sister, Mia. With no other family and a job that barely covered rent, Christmas was just another day of survival. Tonight, Mia was at a friend's sleepover, leaving Lena alone with her thoughts and a cold cup of coffee. Lena's apartment was sparsely furnished, a second-hand couch, a wobbly table, and a small artificial Christmas tree with a single string of lights that flickered weakly. She'd spent her last few dollars on a tiny gift for Mia, a book of fairy tales, wrapped in newspaper because wrapping paper was a luxury she couldn't afford. As she sat by the window, watching snowflakes fall, Lena felt the weight of the past year, grief, endless shifts at the coffee shop, and the constant fear of not being enough for Mia. She whispered to herself, "Just get through tonight," trying to hold back tears. Across town, Tom, a 40-year-old carpenter and widower, was finishing a late shift at his workshop. Tom was no stranger to loss himself. His wife had passed away 3 years ago, and since then, he'd poured his heart into raising his teenage daughter, Emma, and keeping his small business afloat. Christmas was hard for Tom, it reminded him of happier times, but he always made it special for Emma. Tonight, though, Emma was at a school holiday party, and Tom was locking up alone. As he walked past the coffee shop, he noticed the dim light in the apartment above. He'd seen Lena there before, always with a tired smile as she served his morning coffee. Something about her quiet resilience stuck with him. Earlier that day, Tom had overheard Lena at the shop, telling a coworker she couldn't afford a Christmas dinner for Mia. The words lingered in his mind. On impulse, he stopped by the grocery store before it closed, picking up a small turkey, some potatoes, a bag of apples, and a box of hot chocolate mix, simple things, but enough for a proper meal. He also grabbed a small, wrapped Christmas candle from the shop's discount bin, its label reading, Hope. Tom wasn't sure why he felt compelled to do this, but he couldn't shake the image of Lena's weary face. Back at the coffee shop, Tom climbed the narrow stairs to Lena's apartment, his arms full. He hesitated, then knocked softly. No answer. He knocked again, louder. Lena opened the door, her eyes red from crying. "Tom," she said, confused, recognizing him from the shop. "What are you doing here?" Tom held out the grocery bag and the candle, his face flushed. "I heard you might need a little Christmas cheer," he said awkwardly. "It's not much, but I thought you and Mia could use it." Lena stared at the bag, then at Tom, her throat tight. "Why would you?" "I mean, you don't even know me," she whispered. Tom shrugged, his voice gentle. "I know what it's like to feel alone on a night like this. Just wanted to make it a little better." He set the bag down inside her door, wished her a Merry Christmas, and turned to leave. Lena's voice stopped him. "Wait," she said, her eyes welling up. "Thank you." "Really?" She smiled, a small, genuine smile that made the cold night feel warm. When Tom was gone, Lena opened the bag, finding the food and the candle. She lit it, its soft glow filling the room, and broke down in tears, not from sadness, but from the unexpected kindness of a near stranger. The word "hope" on the candle felt like a promise. She spent the rest of the night planning a Christmas dinner for Mia, her heart lighter than it had been in months. The next morning, Mia came home, her eyes wide at the sight of the meal Lena had prepared. They laughed and ate together, the candle glowing on the table. Lena told Mia about the kind man who'd left the gift, and Mia insisted they thank him. Later that day, they went to Tom's workshop with a handwritten card and a batch of cookies Lena had baked from the shop's leftover ingredients. Tom was there, sanding a wooden chair, when Mia ran up and hugged him. "Thank you for making Christmas special," she said. Tom's eyes softened, and he looked at Lena, who smiled shyly. "You made it special for us too," she said. Over the next few weeks, Lena and Tom started talking more. He'd stop by the coffee shop, not just for coffee but to check on her. Emma and Mia became friends, bonding over books and snowball fights. One day, Tom invited them to his house for a Sunday dinner, and Lena saw a side of him she hadn't before: his warmth, his quiet strength, the way he made Mia laugh with silly dad jokes. Lena began to feel something she hadn't in a long time: hope. Months later, on the next Christmas Eve, Lena wasn't alone. She, Mia, Tom, and Emma sat around a table in Tom's cozy home, sharing a meal and stories. The same hope candle burned brightly in the center. Lena looked at Tom, her heart full. "Last year, I thought I'd lost everything," she said softly. "But you gave me more than a gift. You gave me a reason to believe again." Tom reached for her hand, his smile matching hers. "You gave me a reason too," he said. What started as a stranger's small act of kindness on a lonely Christmas Eve grew into a bond that changed two families forever. Lena learned that even in the darkest moments, a single gesture can light the way, and Tom found that helping someone else could heal his own heart.